Hi guys, Tylord here with a Tight Package video. Just did a little trade with Mr. Tight White, Mr. Minty Mac, Mac the Tight, Mr. Tight White. As you can see, there's the Mr. Tight White official t-shirt there. That's the only one of its kind and it belongs to Tylord here. One of my most cherished items. If you really want it, you can have it for a couple $100. Anyway, but let's get to this tight package Mr. Tight White sent me. We did a little trade, some laser discs and PS2 games, and he sent me a box full of goodies. He's always very generous. Okay, so let's start off with some of the loose discs he sent me. These are games I didn't have in my collection, so I'll add them in there. Hard Hitter Tennis, an Atlas game. That means it's priceless. Fur Fighters on the PlayStation 2. This is a game I did not have in my collection. I might try to print out some labels for these, or if any of you guys are good at printing out labels, I have several games I need to print labels out for, so to make them look nicer in my collection. So if anyone knows how to print out labels, hit me up. Anyway, Fur Fighters here for PlayStation 2. A really good game, Max Payne. I have this on the Xbox. I didn't have it on PlayStation, so I have a loose copy here. Again, I'll probably want to print out a little label for that to make it look nice on the bookshelf. And then on to the complete games here. A copy of Tomb Raider for the PlayStation 1, the original Tomb Raider. This is a game I really liked back then. I could never beat it. And then I think I got rid of my PlayStation 1 or whatever. So I have this back now, so I might try to go back and beat this if I ever have time. Like, you know how it is. I have dozens of games on my backlog right now. I just keep getting more and more and more. So, but one day, when I retire, I can play all these games, if not sooner. So Tomb Raider for PlayStation, really happy to have that one. Another really sought after game, American Chopper for the PlayStation 2. I don't even want to know how much this goes for on eBay. This actually looks like it might have some actual like racing or who knows, that might be cool. Definitely add this to my collection. Didn't have it. A couple original Xbox games. Really appreciate these. I'm a big fan of the original Xbox. Here is Batman Rise of Sin-Tzu. I did not have this game, and I'm a huge fan of that Batman animated series. Batman the animated series is the Michael Jordan of superhero animated series. Anyway, have this for Xbox now. Happy to have that. Nightcaster. Here's another game I was always curious about back then, but I never picked it up. You would see this thing all over the place at GameStop or Game Crazy. I think it's exclusive to, oh yeah, it certainly is to Xbox. So have a copy of this now. I'm starting to build up my Xbox collection. I kind of want to do a video on my Xbox collection, the original Xbox. So I'm starting to build up some games. I think I have about I probably have over 130 games now for the Xbox. So glad to have that. On to some more PlayStation 2 games. ATV Off-Road Fury 2. Really like this game. ATV Off-Road Fury 1 and 2. My brother and I used to play a lot. I think I already have a copy of this, so hit me up, anyone, if you want one of these. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Didn't have this one either. This looks like a cute little platformer. I'm trying to get my little girls into playing games, my 2-year-old and my 6-year-old. Stuff like this I think would draw them into video games. So, and I didn't have this one either, so glad to have that to my collection. I was actually trying to cut back on my PlayStation 2 collection maybe get rid of some stuff. But now that I have that backward compatible PS3, the 60 gig one, the early model, I just like having that thing out in the living room now. I can just put any PlayStation game in there from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 3 and play them. So I kind of like having a large PlayStation 2 collection now with that thing. And here's Taito Legends. Looks like a collection of Taito arcade games. This should be really good. I never had a collection like this before. So it's cool to have this on the PlayStation 2. Here is the steel box Final Fantasy 12. This is probably my favorite exclusive PlayStation 2 game. I really like this game. This is the first Final Fantasy I ever played. It kind of plays more like World of Warcraft with Final Fantasy mixed in. I really enjoy this game. The leveling up system is kind of complicated at first, but it's after you get to know it, it's pretty simple. The battle system's real time. None of this taking turns, turn battle stuff. Just a really fun game. It took me about 80 to 100 hours to beat this. It cut last year or the year before, but man, I really enjoyed this game. So it's cool to have this nice steel book now for Final Fantasy 12. Aliens vs. Predator Extinction. Cool looking game I didn't have. Oh, you know what? It looks like it's real-time strategy. I don't know about that. Anyway, cool to have this, though. I'm not really into real-time strategies, but Aliens vs. Predator is a cool franchise. Yeah, this might be cool. I hate to get sucked into real-time strategy games. They just seem really time-consuming. Oh, and here is another copy of Musashi Samurai Legend Musashi. I already had a copy of this. This one is complete with the manual. I already had one of these before. I think Tight White sent me one before, so I have a complete one now. So if anyone needs one of these, hit me up. And here is Star Wars Bounty Hunter with, looks like either Boba Fett or Jango Fett, whatever his name is. This is another game back then that looked really good, but I never picked it up. I was a fan of Star Wars back then. So I didn't have this one in my collection, so really good to have that for the old PlayStation 2. And here is Kingdom Hearts. I think this is the third copy of this I have. So if anyone needs this, hit me up. This game looks really interesting. I've never had time to play it, though. It's definitely the Wilt Chamberlain of video games, because it's very popular with the ladies. Only women play this game. It looks really cool, though. But I don't know if I'll ever have time to play it. Like I said, I have another copy of it in my collection, so if anyone needs one of these, let me know. Oh, and here's another great game, Star Wars Battlefront. I think I might actually have two other copies of this. This is a great sort of battle royal, capture the flag, or capture the command post type game. I thought this was really impressive for the time, what it was able to do on the old 6th gen consoles. So this is a cool game. Yeah, anyone needs this, hit me up. I think this is my 4th copy of Gran Turismo 3. I should build a little fort out of them. I get these things all the time. Yeah, this is another game I don't know if I should start. I think I would dump a lot of hours into this if I did. The Sopranos, the game, Road to Respect. What type of game is this? I have no idea what type of game. I don't know if this is like a point-and-click adventure or an action. It's voiced by the TV cast members. I don't think I've ever even seen this show. I haven't really had time to watch many television shows over the past 10 years. But this is a game I definitely didn't have, so it's going in the collection. And here's a cool looking little action platformer adventure game, Haven Call of the King. You know what, I don't think I ever had this game, so this is cool to have something new. I like to just go through all my PlayStation games one day and play them each for a half hour or 15 minutes and see what they're like. But this is cool to have another adventure game in the library. Don't know much about this, so let me know anyone who knows anything about this. I'm kind of curious. Alright, Donald Duck going quackers. You know what, I have a Mickey Mouse platformer game. I think it's called like the Magical Mirror. And now I have this Donald Duck going quackers game for the GameCube. My little girls are really into Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and Daisy and Donald Duck, so I'm hoping this will be something I can get the girls to play. Love the GameCube. It was right up there for me with the Xbox during that generation. So Mr. Donald there. Oh, and here's a Nickelodeon Party Blast. I'm assuming it's something like Mario Party with Nickelodeon characters. That'll be something the whole family could play too. I'm really trying to get the little girls into playing video games, but they're more interested in their little toys and their dolls, which is cool. We all have different interests. Anyway, so we got Nickelodeon Party Blast there. And here is the SSX on Tour. This downhill snowboarding game for GameCube. Didn't have this one either. Look, even Paisanos right there. So cool to have this one. Didn't have that one at all. The GameCube once again. Here was one of the games I requested for the trade, 18-wheeler. Sort of looks like a fun little racing game. I don't know if it's you race across the country and you're timed with checkpoints or whatever. I thought it looked like a fun game. I remember this was on Dreamcast, and I almost picked it up back then when I had a Dreamcast. But now I have it on GameCube. I always like building up the old GameCube collection. 18-wheeler. Race around with some big rigs. And then Pitfall: The Lost Expedition. Looks like a little fun adventure game. Kind of looks like it has stuff from the old original game in there. I see him jumping over an alligator there. Or am I thinking of Jungle Hunt? Was it Pitfall where you jumped over the alligators? Or was it Jungle Hunt? I don't remember. Anyway, this is a cool looking adventure game. Once again on GameCube. I love adding new GameCube games to the collection. He kind of looks like a Fable character or something. Is that Pitfall Harry or Pitfall Larry or whatever his name is? Yeah, Pitfall Harry. Yeah, so got a cool little adventure game there. And then the last game, this is one of the games I wanted for the trade, Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube. I'm sure it was exclusive for that platform. This is a game, I think my brother and I used to play around with this back in the day. I never beat it. From what I saw, it looks like it had like the on-rail space shooting levels like the original Star Fox, and then the adventure portions of the game, the on-foot ones, looked a lot like Zelda to me. From what I saw of my brother playing it, it looked like a Zelda game, sort of like Ocarina of Time. I'm not really sure how the game plays out, if it's linear or open world, but from what I remember, this game looked really cool when my little brother would play it. Star Fox Adventures looked very similar to a Zelda game. Yeah, so really happy to have that one in the collection. Once again, thank you, Mr. Tight White, for all of the goodies. I really appreciate these little trays going on. You know, I always keep my eye out for new laser discs for that, man. Yeah, really grateful for all all of these goodies. So that'll do it for today. I'll be back as soon as I can. Sorry for the lack of activity. I've been busy with work, overtime, and everything. But I'll try to be back as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.